The Monsters Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Specific content warnings can be found in the episode show notes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to The Monsters Playbook, an actual play Monster of the Week podcast that's 1 part comedy, 1 part drama, 2 parts club soda, and 3 parts rye whiskey. This week on the cover story, we're still not being chased, which is a good look for our heroes, but that doesn't mean that anybody is really safe. A lot of information has come to light recently, and not all of it is good news. We know what Rex Crook's deal is, we know a bit about Ember, we know that the Maggio has something brewing, but what we don't know is what to do about it. And you know what that means. It's time to try to invent a bunch of magical stuff and see if we can get it to work. This is gonna go great. I mean it this time.
I'm John, and I play Mark Clayton.
I'm Lauren, and I play Kira and Anna Ashwood.
I'm Miah, and I play Theo Nessos.
I'm Johnny, I play literally everybody else. Let's hit the books. So I think with that, Unit 5477 is sort of just standing there kind of waiting for input or directions.
Are we up and out of our the chairs and stuff? Like
you're in the real world. You're in the waking world.
I think Akira kind of looks around at everybody and is like, "Fuck, 5477. Who sent you here?"
The governing body.
Which is who?
They who rule over the municipality and all those within it.
I think Anna speaks up. Right. So, like, is there like a governor or like a president or?
There is the governing body, to whom we report.
They have a name?
Their name is the governing body.
It's not a great name.
What is your name? When the world recognized that the burning had stopped, the governing body recognized that that didn't mean the apocalypse had been stopped. They were able to pinpoint the gravity well into which the entity was pulled had a specific timestamp, but a little less specific when it came to space. We knew it was on Earth, and we knew it was then. So they sent me back. But this unit was designed for short-term activity. In case of corruption, the tape was sent along to reactivate and initiate a factory reset. Does gratitude remain a custom?
Of course.
Thank you for reactivating me.
You're welcome, 5477. Do you want, you don't probably drink anything. Can I get you a seat? She's so really very uncomfortable. What do you intend to do with this entity if you find them? How will you stop them?
He's going to go with this and then reach something in the middle of his back, hiccup for a second, and be like, I no longer have it.
Oh, that's too bad.
Where is it?
Can you describe what it does?
The thing he will describe that he had brought with him, he calls it the heat sink.
Uh-huh.
And this entity of fire from the sky, if you're superstitious, this thing came, and the survivors, essentially the governing body and everybody that they could get to do it, set to work on creating something that could stop the thing. They didn't finish it until like a year after the thing disappeared anyway. So now that it's done and they kind of know where she went, they sent Jazz and it back to use it.
Gotcha. I know you said this, but I don't think I have it written down from last time. With the entity, it like suddenly disappeared in 2278, right?
Yes.
But the world is like still burning.
Yes.
Okay.
What Jazz is saying to you is that the nature of the disappearance, of why the thing went away and where it went, is known to the governing body. So like the world might think, oh, that was the rapture and we're all okay now.
Mm-hmm.
But they know that the apocalypse was just moved, maybe even pushed up.
Okay. But you don't have this heat sink? Where did it go?
Something in between my initialization and the present moment must have happened to it.
Ah, I see. Well.
Query. In what state was this body when you found it, and how did you know what I was?
That's just it. We didn't really know exactly what you were until quite recently. But we found you. I guess you seemed quite shut down in comparison to how you are now. Deactivated maybe is a good word, I suppose. You were saying random phrases that now make a lot of sense. They sounded weirdly clairvoyant at the time, but now that you are from the future, I suppose that it's just you've witnessed these things. But we found you amongst some other people that were being held by an organization that no longer exists.
What kinds of things did I say?
Oh, just like runes burn like embers. Embers fade to ash. The ash will cover the world. It's just random, really random things. Totally unrelated.
Hmm.
I think Anna speaks out something about the only gift not given back. Any of this ringing a bell?
I wonder what I learned.
Yeah, so do we.
Anyway, do you know where I can find an entity made of searing flames in all directions?
Can't say we do. Haven't seen any flame creatures around here.
What about Mark?
That is actually a good point. He will look at you, Mark, because you don't have your sunglasses.
No, we gave him some from Dawnbreak. I think we had talked about that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you still have your gnarly burn scar. You know what? I'm still going to have you do it. Mark, roll act under pressure for me.
God, my dice betrayed me.
Yeah.
5.
Mark sneezes.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
And his sunglasses fall in such a way that at least one of your eyes is fully revealed.
Unit
Unit 5477 swivels his head to look at you, leans forward, and dashes towards you.
I think Kira almost immediately lunges and kind of maybe stiff arms him back, to try to push him away from Mark.
Roll protect someone.
8.
Okay, so I think what is actually going to happen is that Kira will leap to get in between Mark and 5477, and Unit 5477 will also find the head of a spear poking threateningly against his throat, as Catrail has also come to stand behind you, Kira.
This isn't the entity you're looking for.
Also, are there any walls around me?
Oh yeah.
We're inside.
I think Mark just goes incorporeal and sits in the wall so he can't be grabbed.
Oh my God.
You're just like the Homer Simpson meme and just retreats into the bushes.
Yes. I'll come out when it's safe.
Explain the nature of the fire entity which possesses you.
He's not possessed by any sort of fire. Fire is pretty common here, actually, and I think Kira's like snapping her fingers to Yuna, who I think smokes, and is give me your lighter.
I think you see a little shadow in the wall, just do a little snap, and your finger starts on fire.
Oh shit!
You're ah!
Not what I mean. Not what I meant. A lighter will soar through the air, arc towards you, and you'll catch it, and I assume strike it.
Yeah, flip it on. Flame's pretty common.
But this flame is natural. His flame is not.
He wields it like it is. It's not anything that possesses him.
He won't harm you.
Well, in any case, I should resume my search for the heat sink and continue on my mission.
I think Mark slowly fades back into reality. Are we good?
Thank you again for reactivating me. And he just spins on a heel and turns to walk out the front door.
And he can't leave because we put up wards.
Okay. Yeah, so he will then open the door. Like in a video game when you walk into a wall and then the walk animation keeps going, but you don't make any progress.
Yes.
And he looks it up and down. And he looks back at you guys and just kind of cocks his head.
Can Kira read a bad situation?
Sure.
Or investigate a mystery? I don't know what would make more sense.
What are you trying to do?
Is there a way to deactivate him? Or turn him off? Power down mode?
I mean, the time to have done that would have been prior to now. Do you happen to have a woman with a plan hold?
I do.
I would allow you to spend that to have been investigating him when he was odd and catatonic and when Anna was setting up the abjurations around the building. What Kira was doing was investigating him.
Actually, never mind. You haven't had us roll. Can I roll that to see if I have any holds?
Yeah, let's now that we're starting to get close to something of a mystery, let's do pre-mystery rolls, everybody.
Okay, yeah, she rolled a 12.
Okay.
So she's got 2 holds. So she will use 1 to do that.
Premonitions, I got a 10.
All right. And then for my other one, my sect roll, I rolled a 7 for that one.
I rolled for my stars align
Mhm.
move, and I rolled a 6. That means that something bad will happen to you in the course of the mystery. So I'm sure that's fine.
Anna rolled a 12 for her divine providence.
Hell yeah.
So I think because we are technically in downtime, and I maybe shouldn't tell you this part, but the visions you guys are going to get may or may not happen this time.
In this setup, yeah.
Yeah, they may like come to fruition much further into the future.
Yeah.
Mark,
Yes.
you see a battle, the location of which is completely foreign to you. It looks like a really futuristic city. Sort of in all directions, there's just like these multi-level platforms. Everything appears to be made out of really sleek metal. And there's like odd artificial fiber optic trees. You and all of your friends are on one of them. Above you is just like a blanket of stars, lit up, speckled, and then this sort of flowing cascade of various nebulae in impossible colors in all directions also. What you are all fighting desperately, pale gold, glowing, monstrous shape. It looks like very long arms and legs and knees that bend the wrong way. Out of the top of its head, there's like sort of floating about an inch off of the head are these digital looking projected horns. And it's wielding in both of its hands a vicious scythe. The forearms are encased in this metallic plating. And on its forehead, you can see a quartet of star shapes.
You said this thing was gold and kind of glowing?
Yes. It looks right at you. It goes, nihil obstabit. And it rushes you and cuts your chest open.
Do I notice anything about getting my chest cut open, or do I wake up right after that?
I mean, you wake up right then. Yeah.
Okay.
Anna sees someone being chased by a trio of robed figures. They're all wearing basically like Oni masks is technically what the term is. That like vicious fangs and like eyes that look both angry and sad, and small horns poking off of the foreheads. And they have daggers that are not only daggers in their hands. And they finally corner this person, and the person turns around, and it is Dockers.
Oh.
No.
And they fall upon him and stab him, and he evaporates into mist that loses its color.
No.
Well, hang on a second, though, because that sounds kind of like what happened when he died, right?
Yeah.
Can you remind me what happened when he died? I remember him being chased or something.
Dockers and his woman Sonoma were
And his woman.
His girl
that's what he
Sonoma.
said. We're getting lit, and they saw what they thought was a bonfire in the forest. And when they went to check it out, they saw this portal and people going in and out of it, and in the distance a large featureless face in the distance. And when Sonoma and Dockers went to like run, he told her to like keep running, and he tried to like distract him, and he got killed.
That's right.
I want to be clear, though, what you are seeing, Anna, is Dockers as a ghost getting stabbed
As a ghost. Okay.
and killed for a second time.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, I can ask a read a bad situation question in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best way to protect Dockers?
Mm-hmm.
It's about them. Stop them from doing whatever it is they are trying to do.
Could I maybe ask a clarifying question, Johnny?
Mm-hmm.
Is there somewhere or someone to like put Dockers that he'd be best protected? Like, would he be best staying with Mark? Would he be best staying with
kind
Theo?
of what I was thinking.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
where
like-
is the best place to put him?
Yeah, where is the safest?
Yeah.
It's sort of a toss-up between Theo and Mark, because I think Theo's innate magical protections would be useful for him, but I think his like growing rapport and creativity with Mark would put him maybe in a position to be able to defend himself.
All right.
Do these visions hit Mark and Anna now, or is this something in the future that they get?
This is something in the future, I thought.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for it to be something in the future.
Okay. And Kira's mission?
So they have a thought. There's something that they want you to figure out how to build that they believe could be a big help in opening lines of communication between you and Ember. It's a kind of mirror.
Okay.
The technical term for the device is an insight.
So they want me to figure out how to build this communication device called Insight so that I can communicate with Ember.
Its original purpose was later co-opted by the church, but it was invented by magic users as a way to communicate directly with the demons that had possessed the living.
Like, do I know what I need to create them? To create a device like that, or is it more like I'll have to maybe talk to like Lincoln or something, or Lincoln Ramsey?
They don't know what you would need to make it, but they know who might. Ruby Black.
Great.
Wonderful. All right.
So Jazz walked up to the exit door, sort of didn't walk out, and turned to look at you quizzically. And Kira remembered that in her investigation of his physical body, there was something that she had, I think, initially assumed was a kind of cybernetic implant. But I think because you're spending a hold, I think I will allow you to have sabotaged it in some way.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm wondering if I couldn't have worked with Aaron to maybe like fuck with the chip a little bit, because Aaron's here.
Yeah, I'm imagining it's like a sort of small electrical surge that you could put in there that would basically just be done by the flip of a switch.
Okay.
That should overload it and temporarily shut it down.
I think that's what I'll do, unless you guys think there's any value in having him try to find this thing.
I mean, he could fall into the wrong hands himself.
Yeah, that's true. If I did that,
It's happened to him before.
Yeah, and I was gonna say if I had him do that, I think I would have somebody like tail him to keep an eye and monitor. But I think I'm gonna flip the switch if I can.
It's going to be act under pressure.
That's a 10.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine. 5477, and then just like kind of like reach up, like she's almost gonna clap him on the shoulder and just flip the switch.
Okay, yeah. He'll like turn and cock his head at you, then straighten up and cock his head at you, and then turn back to the door, and then cock his head at you, and then like turn back to the door, and then just like a rake falling over, just drop to the ground, fully straight up and down. Aaron is kind of like holding up a finger. It's like, this feels oddly murder adjacent.
Well, it might be preventing a murder, namely mine. So, until we can figure out what to do with him more, I just feel like maybe he's best served just powered down. Yeah, I don't love it either.
Yuna hefts her baseball bat and goes, it's kind of a enemies closer thing.
Yeah. Kira will ask for probably Yuna and somebody else, maybe Charlotte, to see if they can kind of bring him somewhere that he can rest.
Okay.
She would have fair degree maybe work with like Aaron to see if there's any other information they could gain from him. If they could almost like read his like source code, if that would be possible, to see like what sort of directives does he have, like who programmed it, like that kind of stuff. Seeing if we get any information about maybe like what was going on in the future.
Okay.
Kira will actually say to Theo and Mark, well, thanks for coming. I suppose it was illuminating.
I mean, I guess it illuminated more questions rather than answers.
Yep.
I liked the song, says Catrell.
Yeah, the song. We got those lyrics written down somewhere, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Might take a look over those later, see if there's anything we're missing.
Sounds like that we need to do a lot of research into that and some things. Anna, didn't you and I have like, I owe you a date, like studying, like I owe you some time.
Anna like fans herself a date. Eh?
Don't. Mark, I'm just talking about hanging out and we're just studying and just like looking into stuff.
Mark's looking at his obsidian stone. What?
Anna just chuckles and is like, I'm messing with you. Yeah, we should investigate. I have some stuff I wanted to look into.
Me too.
I do think in the midst of all that, Yuna will cock her head towards Mark and be like, gonna have to up your game, hot stuff.
Hot stuff?
I think this might be a Johnny question, but where would be the best place to research some things? I'm wondering between Dawnbreak, between the Clockwork Child, between maybe Theo's family's library. I know that Anna wants help researching herself and that whole situation, correct?
Yeah.
And then I want to look into like Magica / Dead Life and Ghosts.
So does Kira and Anna. But Kira also has this mission to do that she might look into.
Yeah, part of me is wondering if we could go to the Clockwork Child, but I don't know if they're best supplied or have the most resources.
I kind of would like it to be at the Clockwork Child personally, but I'm open to whatever.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
A little privacy.
So maybe we just go there.
Will we be successful if we research there, Johnny?
You could probably find some stuff there.
Plus, I actually literally have a move called Study Break. If you spend quality time with your mentor instead of working on the current mystery, you can roll plus sharp.
Cute. Remind me, did Ramsey and Lincoln Ramsey stay behind at Clockwork Child, or did he come along? Did they come along?
It's, I think, Ramsey right now, and they are here. She is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are here with you. Yeah.
I think Theo will also turn to Yano. If you don't have anything better to do, you're welcome to tag along and help with some research.
Yeah, he'll come along and help you do research. And he may not look it, but Yano is great at research.
Yeah, there are some things underneath the surface that I don't know about. Mark, what are you going to do? Maybe help Kira?
You do need to go talk to Ruby. She knows your mom.
Be careful with her. With Ruby, not Mark's mom.
I was like, we were just about to go on a date with her. Never mind. Yeah, I can go check in with her.
Yeah, let's go investigate, Mark. And I think Kira actually might like kind of put an arm around you.
Yeah.
Catrell, I assume, was probably going to come with us.
She's coming with Mark, yes.
If I need to roll, I can roll, but I think I'd want Tommy to come with too.
I'm going to have you roll.
9.
Was I supposed to roll my boss from beyond too?
You are.
I got a 7. Where is Ruby at right now?
I assume at her house.
Yeah, in the country suburbs.
So we'd have to go on a little road trip, you and Kira.
Okay. So you driving or am I driving?
Correct me if you're wrong, but don't you just have a motorcycle?
You can still drive a motorcycle.
But there's like potentially 4 of us if Tommy's coming.
We have more coming. Okay, sorry.
I'll drive.
That sounds like a better plan than a motorcycle.
Especially in the winter time. Is Tommy coming with?
Yeah, he's coming.
Okay.
Who isn't going to come with you, Kira, is Donovan.
Yeah.
And Theo.
I think he was going to talk to Theo, wasn't he?
Yeah, you are aware that there is a looming presence behind you.
No, and it's not Yano.
Yano does not loom.
That's true.
And he just goes,
Theo will look behind her.
Do you have a minute? It's not a question.
Theo will look to Anna and Yano. Sure,
Do we see like Donovan like trying to talk to her?
Yep.
Yeah. Anna's like, what the fuck?
Maybe offices, breakout rooms, conference rooms sort of things around. So I think Donovan is going to walk towards one of those and expect you to follow him.
Okay. I think that Theo, does shoot Anna a like, help me kind of look. But
Uncle Dad is mad at me now.
I think Anna kind of just shrugs and is just like, you got this. Gives her a thumb up.
Okay. If I'm not back in five minutes,
then I'll kill him.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
God.
I mean, maybe.
That's not what I meant at all. I just meant like, can you just come in? Like
Yeah.
There's an emergency. We need Theo.
Yeah.
Jones, now.
Theo will go to where Donovan went. Do you want the door closed behind me?
He will like flap a wing and a burst of wind will fly out of it and swing the door shut behind you.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. I never trusted you. Not just because you're young. Not just because you're Maggio. You are reckless. Constantly dabbling in things above your expertise, beyond your understanding, out of your control. You're supposed to be a practitioner.
I don't quite know what to say to that. I think that I'm handling things the best that I can.
Does he tell you you're handling things?
Who?
Whoever gave you that hand.
He doesn't say much. Pretty much on my own.
I would advise you to learn to let others help you where you need them, or become so skilled that you do not need them. In the meantime, I will be watching, and if you step out of line again, I have ways.
That sounds like it was the beginning of a threat.
He will cut you off and slam a hand on the table and say, we are literally playing with fire. If I can't keep them safe, I will make you safe.
How do you intend to do that?
Blunt the weapon. Don't step out of line. And then he's going to walk out the door. The rest of you guys see Donovan kind of walk out and like straighten the wing that he has wrapped around himself like a cloak that was out of place because it's rigid with fury and recent activity. Straightens that, straightens his tie, straightens himself, and glides through the main room of Dawnbreak.
It'll be like a minute later that Theo comes out, trying to compose herself.
I think as Donovan's goes by, Mark is like, God, what does a guy have to do to get his wings back? God damn.
Oh. Catrell tugs at your sleeve.
Oh.
Huh? What's up?
Do you want, I can figure out, I should figure out how to, do you want,
They're attached to you. No, they're yours.
Okay. Salute.
Plus, if plus if you don't have those, like, I mean,
yeah, I mean, I guess I'll need to figure out a new name, but
it's fine. I'll figure out something. Maybe I can.
She taps her head and says, "This one has another word for almost everything."
Yeah, Theo will slide up next to Yano, but not say anything.
So, are we ready to go?
Yeah, hop into my mid-size SUV.
What kind of a vehicle is it again?
I think she probably has like a Hyundai like Tucson or something like that.
Okay.
When Kira and Mark go off to their respective task, I think Theo will grab Mark before he leaves. If you're going to see Ruby Black, just promise me you'll be careful. I don't trust her and her magic.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll be careful. I promise.
Thanks.
I think Mark gives a cheesy smile.
Theo will kiss you and hug you. We can follow you. I don't have room for you and Ramsey in my car.
You don't have a car, do you? Wait, you did drive a car over here, didn't you?
I did. It was a Jag.
Does it only have 2 seats?
If there's a back seat, it's only for tax purposes. But no. It's definitely a front seat only little roadster.
Well, boss, would you mind giving me a ride back to work? We have some studying to do.
We're calling it work now?
Hey, never mind. I was going to say I've never missed a day of work, but that's not true.
Yeah, she'll drive you.
Okay, we'll meet you there.
Kira and Mark are taking Catrell and Tommy. Theo and Anna are taking Yano.
Yep.
Am I missing anybody?
I mean, Ramsey Lincoln will be at the Clockwork Child.
Will be with us, but yeah. It's his store.
Okay.
Their store.
All right. I think it'll take Kira and Mark longer to get out to Ruby than it would for Theo and Anna to get to the Clockwork Child. So we'll start there.
Okay, yeah. I think as soon as Anna gets back to the Clockwork Child, is it like is the store like open, or is it like past hours? Is it like the weekend? Because I mean, Ramsey was over with us, so.
Yeah, I think when you get back, she does kind of go over and flip one of those back in X minutes signs, which it pleases me to imagine that is what it says, back in blank minutes.
Yeah.
The shop is still open, but only for about another hour or two.
Okay. Well, then I think Anna might start doing some, just like walking around the shop, maybe just like kind of yelling back to Ramsey and being like, do we have any books on, like spells gone wrong or something? We wanted to look into the whole whatever is happening with me situation.
Spells gone wrong.
What an insult.
Or, because,
Hey, don't talk about yourself like that. And me.
well, or like you
know I did that spell, right?
Yeah, I'm aware. Or maybe like a spell or some research on like how to figure out, because you said this person, whoever did this, I'm here conditionally based upon this whim of this person. Is there a way to figure out who has control over me? Is there like trace signatures of spells? Like, can you figure out like a homing beacon? Like, who did it? Who's got dominion over me?
Who's holding the debt?
Yeah.
That is something that Ramsey can do, but it will take hours of prolonged concentration on the part of both of you.
Okay.
There is also, we've sold volumes 2 and 7, but we do have most of the Spells Gone Wrong DVDs. Might not be helpful, but they are pretty funny.
Okay. Maybe I'll take that as a note for later. What about anything on Dead Life? It just keeps showing up, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Are you getting this all prepared before like Theo gets there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Theo can be there whenever.
Well, I wanted to ask if there was like a convenience store on this block.
Oh, there absolutely is. One of those places that's a market named after the street it's on.
Theo will quickly stop by there and grab a bunch of different snacks and drinks and coffee.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Anna is going to maybe also like set some tea out, maybe to help with, maybe with infused with some sort of like magical herbs that would help with like concentration or something.
Would you roll use magic for me?
Sure. Would my book apply to that? I don't think it makes a difference. It's 8.
Okay. Pick a glitch.
Maybe just short duration. Let's just do that.
Okay.
It's just a quick little boost.
Yep. Sugar crash. Magical sugar crash. Followed by a store-bought sugar crash because Theo's bringing just a ton of snacks.
Yeah, and drinks and coffee. Definitely got a black one for Yano.
Okay, so yes, for Dead Life, I think Ramsey will direct you to the Elder Tomes, which is the pretentious salesy name that she gave to some of the stuff that's in the like real magic shit section that's usually locked up.
Not the store-facing stuff,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah. The like, you must be this actually magic to enter.
The personal collection.
Yeah, Theo and Yano will come in. Theo will have at least 2 bags, like plastic bags of snacks. I think that she has politely asked Yano to carry a tray of coffee for different drinks. And then Theo has like her own like bag of maybe some books she had previously taken. I know she has previously taken from her family's library, but of just her own like stuff. Where did you want to set up?
Just gestures at like the ground.
Yeah, you walk in and Anna appears to have, oh no, you think, we'll have to pick this up before we get started because she's clearly knocked over a bookshelf. And then Anna gestures to her study surface.
Is there maybe like a table we could work on?
There might be one in the back, but that's usually more for like the eating area. I guess we could probably clear it off.
Well, I can at least put these there.
Here, no. And then I think Anna's actually gonna like go run, and she's gonna full on like grab the table and start like shifting it through the door. It's just a little stuck.
Anna, act under pressure.
Oh, it's gonna be great, guys. It's gonna be great. It's great. 13, advanced move.
Okay.
I'm so strong.
Yeah, I think complete with a few of the things that were sitting on top of it, Anna comes in with a small table.
Are you sure?
This will work. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. She looks at Ramsey, right? That's fine.
Oh, so we're not going to be a book goblin tonight?
Yes.
Praise the sky.
Honestly, I think they're happy that I'm studying at all.
Do you, Anna, like, I wasn't quite sure what your favorite, like, flavor was, but, like, I got cheddar and sour cream ruffles, and then I also got, like, some M&Ms and some gummy candies.
Do you have any, like, blue raspberry flavor things?
I mean, I got these, like, sour gummy worms that might have blue raspberry flavoring.
Honestly, I will eat anything.
I also got us coffee, too. And Ramsey, I got one for you if you'd like one.
I also made something. And she's gonna go grab the tea. I don't know how long it will last, but this will help us have a little boost to our concentration. It's some try to think of a clever name. Like what would this concentration tea be called? What's a good name?
You have made an urn of perspicacity.
This is perspicacity. Did I say it right?
I think Ramsey will be like, close.
What was it? Say it one more time.
Perspicacity.
Perspicacity.
Can I roll read a bad situation on this tea?
Sure.
It's good. I promise it's good. It's just maybe not going to last very long.
11.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to know about the tea?
Are there any bad side effects to it?
She's let it steep way too long, so it's probably going to be bitter.
Okay. Is it gonna make my stomach upset?
I mean, how does Theo do with tea?
He drinks tea. We're a Greek family.
I think you're honestly more in danger from the gummy worms as far as tummy troubles.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Really, really super healthy food.
Well, I figured that you might need something like caffeination or like sugar to help us stay focused.
Yeah, tea. Hands you the cup.
Theo will take a good drink of it.
Drink up.
Like, do that thing where you like tip it back into her mouth.
No.
It's good.
It's a little bitter, but yeah, it's great.
Well, I never said I was a chef.
So, where do you want to get started? I know I have a couple of things that I want to look into, but I promised you first to help you.
As you sip this tea, the both of you do feel like the room got just a little bit brighter and your vision just a little bit sharper.
She's definitely like talking faster than she normally does. So I grabbed a couple of really cool books from the shelf. I think there is some books about dead life that I grabbed that maybe we could look into, because I think it just keeps like really showing up really quick, and I'm like wondering if it's like all connected to everything, because it keeps showing up with like Rex, keeps showing up with like Tower, everything. I also grabbed some books about like magic like gone wrong, because like maybe that could help with my body.
Okay. What about like books on like reanimation?
Reanimation?
Yeah.
I wasn't dead, Theo.
No, but like they had to animate something that was not alive.
What kind of magic would that be, Johnny? Like what?
What are you referring to?
The type of magic that like Lincoln Ramsey did to like create Anna's body?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Theo might ask Ramsey, like, do you mind like kind of telling me like the steps and like the breakdown of like the spell that you had done? Or whatever you had done to create Anna?
So...
Well, you needed a sculptor, and there was quite a few different components that Kira had to grab, and I think Anna might actually have that list of items.
She certainly would. She might have it memorized.
And it was a bunch of stuff. Like you had it like written down, I think, from maybe something that you stole online.
It was from Full Metal Alchemist, because the school of magic, the kind of magic in question, is actually alchemy.
It was alchemy. So maybe some spells on alchemy? Books on alchemy?
Well, it was two parts, because first they had to make the body, and then they had to, like, spirit bind it.
So maybe books on, like, spirit binding? If my body is... It's not necessarily my body, I don't think, that has the problem. I think it's my spirit is being held by something else. So maybe something about that, if there's any books on that kind of topic.
Johnny, do you remember off the top of your head what Theo had saw when she had looked at Anna, like, a long time ago?
I think it was that the connection was tenuous. It was conditional, not temporary. Was the phrase you had said?
Yeah.
As in somebody has a hold over it. There's something else that we could maybe do to figure out who has the control over my body, but that's going to be a much larger spell that we're going to have to do.
Okay, well maybe I can help you with that.
Yeah. Also, what was up with that song? It's kind of weird, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't things with the future and time and predicting things are fickle.
A tad folksy, but it had a good beat.
I kind of think it like was talking about us.
Yeah, I mean, I got that vibe.
What do you think it means?
I just heard it and I don't know. I kind of have a lot of other things on my mind.
Such as?
Roll manipulate someone.
12 advanced move.
I am going to insist that, though you are trying to focus on other things, the first line of the part where it slows down gnaws at you. Younger sister's older now than older sister ever was.
Well, so I don't want you to think that I'm here to do other things, because I promised you that I would help you, and that's what I'm gonna do. I just have a couple of other things I want to look into. Have I told you much about my sister?
Mm-mm. I'm gonna know you have a big family.
Yeah. So I actually have a sister who had died, and if you noticed in the song, it kind of mentions that younger sister is older now than older sister ever was. My sister died about 3 years ago, and I never really figured out like why or how, and I was hoping that Mark could maybe ask, but he seems really busy with furniture shopping and Catrell, and he was helping you out with, I think, something, and I didn't want to interrupt and like bother him by like asking him to do something else for me, but
I could help.
yeah, that would be helpful, because I need to know about ghosts.
Well, we know a lot about ghosts here. I think we can figure something out. Plus, I feel like it's kind of related to this whole dead life situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that. I think dead life has something to do with magicka, the power that I draw on to use magic.
Yeah, Kira mentioned that you reached out to her when you guys were in that basement, and you've summoned dead life in her inside her head or something. There was like a sword that you made. Maybe they're the same thing.
I hope not. But I mean, like, it doesn't... When we're in the Sea Kingdom, magicka is not there. So, I mean, I'm assuming that dead life is not there. But, like, the Sea Kingdom is dead.
So now we're going to start researching.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I want to roll specifically to investigate dead life.
I do have a question, Johnny, and you can tell me if you disagree. I wonder if Theo, when she was younger, copied the maybe case file, or maybe is there a file on like Selena's job or what happened to her that Theo maybe like keeps on her?
I'm going to have you roll investigate a mystery for that, Theo.
9.
Perfect. So you have sort of that which the family has kept. It's not exactly heavily redacted as much as it's just not well populated.
Is it on like the job that she was sent on, or is it about what happened to her? Okay.
So I think the job that she was on was investigating. It was something that she had undertaken herself because the rest of the family sort of believed it to be, basically Muggle vandals, that there was vandalisms at graveyards that she took it upon herself to continue to look into. And then you also in that file, I think, have the last note she would have left for you explaining that she was going out and she never came back.
Mm-hmm.
I think it says something like, "Little moon, don't wait up, I'll be out. I think I'm close to finishing this one. They said there was no case, and I guess they'll be right because I'm gonna close it," smiley face. "Go easy on the sugar, sleep well, the morning will be kinder to us both." And then a little circle with rays coming out of it for a sunshine icon.
I think that the manila envelope folder that this stuff is in is very worn because it's been opened a ton. There are definitely some stains on it, but Theo will take it out of her bag and almost hesitantly show or give it to Anna. Like, it's definitely one of the few threads of her sister that Theo has left.
Mm-hmm.
My family does a lot of magical, like, jobs and businesses and dealings, and so Selena had taken on this one mystery herself, despite the rest of the family's disagreements, and this is all that I kind of have on it.
Okay. Anna will kind of grab the file from Theo, flip through the pages.
I've been through it millions of times. Maybe you'll see something that I don't.
Yeah. Let's see what we can figure out. And I think Anna will clear some room on the table for these files and start reading through them to see if she can find anything maybe that Theo missed.
We'll investigate a mystery, I guess.
I have a question. Since the tea was specifically meant to help us concentrate, do we get any sort of bonus to our investigating rolls?
At first, you can add 1.
And I have a second question. Because Ramsey is here, do I get to use my study break move? If you spend some quality time with your mentor instead of working on the current mystery, you can roll plus sharp on a 10 plus hold 2, on a 7 to 9 hold 1, and you can spend your hold to do a couple different things.
Technically. Go ahead.
That's a 7, so 1 hold for that.
Okay.
And then most of these don't even really make sense right now, but I think I'd probably use it just to take +1 forward on something, which is one of the things you can do. So then that would make it a 10.
I think with that, I will just be nice. Because like I said, there isn't very much information here. But I think the insight that you have, Anna, because you are yourself so clumsy with papers and things, you recognize specifically the telltale wear and tear of hastily torn off Scotch tape. There were on and in this report several addenda, things taped in that were quite hastily removed.
Something was removed from here. You see this? She kind of points to where it looks like there's some of that wear and tear. There's like an addendum or something, I think, that they removed from the report, something that's been redacted, taken out, something people didn't want you to see.
That doesn't make sense. Like,
Where'd you get this report from?
from my family's files. Nobody else can touch these.
Ramsey?
Huh?
I was thinking about those lyrics. There is a line in there about the strongest spells are the ones you've written. You can make up your own spells?
How do you think your spell book got filled up?
Oh, I see. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I just assumed that was just like all magic was sort of just like, this is the truth, this is magic, and here are the words to do so. I guess I never thought about it that people had to make it up.
Even magic words are made up, kid.
I mean, I feel like the written word is a lot stronger than the spoken.
Yeah.
Of course you think that. You're Magia.
Rude.
What I'm wondering is there either a spell out there or one that we could make that would allow us to restore this document to the full version?
I don't know about that.
I mean, you wanted to find out, right?
Yeah, but if it doesn't work, is that going to destroy this?
It's not going to fail, Theo.
Doing that would take like weeks to figure out how to do that. Because you're kind of talking about
It's like a restoration spell.
It's time travel adjacent. It would be complicated. It would be a project that you would have to sort of continue to indulge in and dip in and out and study this for quite some time.
Theo will collect the pages and close the folder and pull it back to herself. I don't feel comfortable taking that risk quite yet. But thank you.
Well, then we need to find the page somewhere else. You say your family is the only one that knows about it? Maybe your family has it.
I'll have to ask.
Do you think they're going to show you?
Theo does not respond.
Honey does many favors to this tea.
I want to help you out, Theo. Whatever you need. I mean, if you say go, I'll fucking go. We'll figure out what we need to do. If you don't want to do it, fine. But if it were my sister, I'd move the fucking hell and earth to find out what happened.
I know. And at first I did try that. I tried everything. But I was younger then.
What happened?
I tried contacting the dead. It didn't work. And I also got punished for it.
I think her eyes fall to your finger. I see. I think Anna is kind of mulling this over and she's trying to bite back, I think, the thoughts that come to her mind. We'll play it how you want to, Theo. But in my opinion, fuck your family. They're hiding something from you. If you want answers, you might have to fight a little dirty. But let's table that for now.
At this point, Yano is going to pretty obtrusively slide his mug across the table and go, Honey has done all the favors it can for this tea. It is time for coffee.
Hi, listeners, and happy Thanksgiving for those of us in the U.S. Lauren, is there any foods that you're looking forward to this holiday?
Ooh, cheesy potatoes, green bean casserole, probably stuffing, and I like turkey, but I have to have it with gravy, so turkey and gravy.
I have to have my turkey with cranberry jelly.
I'm not a huge cranberry gal. It's time and place.
Yeah. We have some announcements, I believe.
We do. First of all, we have a new patron to welcome. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to Laura for joining our Patreon as a daily tuba intern. Laura also left us a lovely review over on Podchaser, and I'm pretty sure it made all of our days.
Yeah, I almost cried. It was so sweet.
We are so thankful to each of our patrons for supporting our show. It really does help a lot, and we are so glad to have you with us as we create more content. As far as things coming up, we do have some exciting things coming your way in the weeks ahead. First, on November 28th, our patrons will get access to our next batch of Dockers' Highlights, our Patreon exclusive blooper reel. Then, on December 5th, we will have a new NPC bonus episode coming to our Patreon about the wonderful Lincoln Ramsey. It was a really great episode, and I can't wait for all of you guys to hear it. And then for our next cover story episode, that will also be available in 2 weeks from now on December 5th. Miah, you have some reminders for us?
I do have some reminders. If you'd like to support the show, leaving us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your listening platform of choice would be very helpful. And telling your friends would also be super great. Word of mouth is the best way to get our show noticed. You can follow us on social media. We are on Twitter at Monster Playbook. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Blue Sky Social at Monsters Playbook. Also, we recommend joining our Discord. We have many lovely conversations. We also have listening parties on Tuesdays when a new episode comes out. If you are able to support us monetarily, you can subscribe to our Patreon. We also have our merch store, and we have a Ko-fi page. Links to all of these things that I've talked about and more can be found in our Direct Me profile in this episode's show notes.
Our promo for this week is for the RPG Goblin, a podcast that makes learning and exploring TTRPGs fun and easy. If you want to get into the world of TTRPGs but don't know where to start, the RPG Goblin may be just the podcast for you. Every episode is accessible to be listened to on its own, making it easy to learn how to play a new TTRPG in just one episode. Sounds like a great cheat sheet to learning a new game. Let's take a listen and learn more about this great podcast.
Hey you. Are you looking for TTRPGs other than D&D, but you don't know where to start? You're looking for something new and exciting with combat that doesn't drag on for forever. That is what the RPG Goblin podcast is for. We will introduce you to dozens of new TTRPGs and break down how they work, why people love them, while having fun so that you can see if it's a game that will fit your playstyle and the way your group works, and play in a game that is going to be fun for everyone. Currently, I have a goal of getting to 1,000 listens in the month of November on the RPG Goblin, and I need your help, so please give the RPG Goblin a listen, share it to your friends to get them to play more games, and if they really want to have a great time. If we get to 1,000 listens at the end of November, I will be hosting a live TTRPG party where we are going to be having giveaways, guests, and a lot of fun. So if that sounds like a great time, please listen to the RPG Goblin wherever you get to your podcasts, and let's get to 1,000 listens.
You can find out more about the RPG Goblins, Linktree, and where to find them in this episode's show notes. For those of us in the US, please have a wonderful holiday. We are so thankful for all of our listeners and for your support. Be safe and enjoy the rest of this episode.
Mark and Kira at Ruby's house. The experience of driving up, as you first approach, it looks the same as when you drove up initially. Think like quite a bit of dead leaves, sort of messy front yard. But then as you like pull into the driveway, the whole thing shimmers and shifts. And then by the time you come to a stop, it's like lighter out than it was. The paint on the house is a little more vibrant. Everything's quite tidy. You are aware that you have sort of stepped within a glamour bubble. And inside there's a lot of activity.
What kind of activity?
Movement, I think you can hear, honestly, you can hear at one point like a drill, and then like heavy things being moved, picked up and dropped, and then the echoey, ethereal grunting of Puppo, the masked dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Kira kind of like looks sideways at Mark, like raises an eyebrow, like, the hell?
Maybe she's building a table?
Yeah, maybe it's a table. Go head up to the door, give it a knock.
Hello?
Takes a minute. I think the door will open, and you see like crouching in this hallway is the big hulking stony form of the boy, that big golem.
Mm-hmm.
Looks at you both, closes the door, stomp, 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 stomp. And then after a minute or two, just like with a huff, Ruby will open the door. I think she's dressed in kind of workout gear, has her hair pulled back with a headband, and she looks like not as old as she did when you first met her, but certainly has a bit more age in her face than the last time you saw her. I believe I said she has red hair with a black streak in it, but there's as though she needs to get her roots done.
Mm-hmm.
She sort of looks at you guys. Is our business not concluded?
Actually,
What you building?
Oh, not building anything. I'm moving
Oh.
moving? Where are you moving?
to be closer to the Lesser Witchwood, of course.
Oh, somewhere in, was it near like Mississippi and Minneapolis, or where?
Based on the map, it's kind of near like the Minneapolis campus of the U of M, like thereabouts.
Sure.
Well, and it was roots, right?
Yeah, you took sort of like a cutting of the original thing to create a little Witchwood sapling
She's trying to propagate.
to propagate. Well done.
Is there not a reason why you couldn't grow it out here? Seems like a lot to move a house to go to the piece of wood.
I think the idea was that where she planted it, it was hidden, like a secret kind of grove or something, right? Am I mistaken?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm kind of refreshing myself here. I think the idea was to plant it where the original had been planted would be, I think maybe what she would have said out loud is that it would be inappropriate.
Oh, okay.
But I think the vibe I want you to get from it is that she almost, because the Witchwood proper is in the possession of someone else, she almost doesn't trust that site anymore.
Oh, I see.
So she needed to start something new, somewhere new, such that she could have control and dominion over it.
Right. Well, it makes sense too, because the fact that it was found in the first place means that its secrecy was not really
Compromised.
a thing anymore. Yeah.
Makes sense.
We're actually here to discuss something else. My people think maybe you might be a good resource to help me with, I guess, a spell or a device maybe that would allow me to talk to a part of myself. Another voice that's in my head, I guess.
A project.
Yeah, to open up lines of communication.
Roll manipulate someone.
They branded it Insight. They get fancy with the names. 14 advanced move.
Fuck off.
Holy Jesus.
So I think at the word an insight, her eyes will kind of twinkle just a bit. Ah, that kind of line of communication.
Yeah.
And I think she'll like raise a hand, and then all of the little creatures in what you can see of her kitchen will like stop working and turn to look at her. We shall take a break. We have a project to endeavor.
What do you need from us?
I think she will slump down into her like kitchen table and sort of drag her hands over it and conjure up a little notepad and pen and be like, for starters, information. How long has the individual been possessed?
I don't know if I'd say possessed.
Well, you're contacting a demon, aren't you?
Unclear. I've only really heard her for the first time maybe like 6 months ago, but I think she's sort of always been here.
Like scribble, scribble, scribble.
It's sort of like the chicken and the egg scenario. I don't know which came first, me or her. Probably her, honestly.
Oh, I don't like this. You won't like it either. She's going to like walk up to you and just start investigating your face. Like, and lean way close to you and then like...
Okay.
Like put a hand on the side of your face and like stretch down your lower eyelid to
I
look
have a
at your...
Tommy growls.
I think Mark backs away a little bit.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
How much are you willing to tell her?
I think Kira would tell her pretty much everything. She knows that this is ultimately to help her, I think. So she probably won't go into all the details, but she will give her the rundown on kind of what the whole deal is with Abigail and what the drum did to her. Henriksen, who we met while we were there, you saw what happened to him. He did something sort of similar to what they were trying to do with me, trying to extract this personality and put it into some other sort of creature so that they could control it. Some other body. But I don't think it's going to work well. And it sounds like she's, maybe causes like an apocalypse in the distant future. You know, just your average Tuesday.
Mark, Cheshire, the little chinchilla-sized thing with teeth instead of a face, is going to scurry over and jump up onto your shoulder.
I have a bird. What is it doing?
It's like hoarsely breathing at you. It takes like just a second to sort of put together that it's sort of sniffing you, but it only has a mouth.
Does it have any fur? Can I like, is it safe? Can I pet it?
I think it has like short, slick black fur. Yes.
Okay. I like slowly reach over and just kind of pet it.
I really want you to roll plus charm.
9.
You reach out your hand to pet it, and then it sort of reflexively just like goes to bite you, but that like little tiny puppy bite where it just is like it doesn't really feel sharp even. It just feels like that's the closest thing that it had at hand to take control of your hand. Just like ham.
Okay. And I put my hand back down.
Okay. Perfect.
I just like settle my eyes on what's going on with Kira while this thing sniffs me.
Imagining Tommy looking at you and being like, just shaking his head.
Is that enough information, do you think, for what you need?
It has been a very long time since I have met so many interesting people in such a short time.
I think Kira looks around to her and all of her dead animals. Likewise.
So, to make this, you will require a sheet of silver glass, which should probably be available at any premium stone or gem store. You will need the wood of a lightning-struck tree to build the base for it. And then it will have to be attuned, which is done by means of tears. Yours and hers. Embers.
Oh, okay. How are we supposed to get her tears?
Well, traditionally it's done by means of expression of a pact made, though there are more, shall we say, larcenous methods.
Okay. Any shops around here on the way back, or do we need to go to the Clockwork Child to get that?
Mark knows of a premium stone and gem store.
Yeah, that's true.
It was called Cast of Light, as I recall.
So we could get that. We could get the silver glass stuff or whatever there, and then a lightning struck tree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Vanya could maybe help with that. Doesn't she have one of her elementals that can do like lightning?
That was the other one.
That was Adrian that could do that? Okay, never mind.
Theo could do lightning, though.
Now, this attuning process, do you need to be there to help make this, or do we know enough to do this on our own, or would we need Ruby's help to actually like do the spell once the time comes?
I think given the fact that you advanced moved your charm roll on her, I don't know as it matters.
Okay, because I mean, if she wants to come, she can come with us.
Yeah, she's intrigued enough that she's gonna she'll help out and she'll be there when you need her because she finds this
interesting,
fascinating. Yes.
Okay, well then I think, Mark, unless there's anything else you want to do here, we can head back to get some of that stuff. You said you knew like a rock shop. What was it?
I just tend to assume that Mark knows a ton about rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, I know a place.
Okay, let's go check it out.
Mark walks out and just kind of looking at his stone and keeps going. Thanks. Also, does that dog do anything, or is he literally just jumping? Or the chinchilla thing? Is it jumping up onto my?
He does like a single lap around your shoulders, like goes around your back and then kind of like skitters over your chest to back to your original shoulder.
Okay.
And then it'll go like, and then jump off and land with a ugly thump, but then just kind of get back up like nothing happened.
And scutter away.
So I believe, and I want to make sure that I get the right one because I am pretty sure that the like flame energy that you guys fought in the sea, you bound it to Mark's stone.
We did.
When you look at your obsidian stone, Mark, it feels like there is movement happening inside of it. I don't know how else to really explain that. And it feels warm to the touch.
Okay.
But it's probably fine.
Are we cutting back to Theo and Anna?
Yes, we are.
All right, so don't talk about the family. What should we research instead? Magica? Dead life?
Yeah, I think those are a good point.
Those two separate, unrelated concepts are good things for us to investigate. But which one?
What are your thoughts?
Well, so I might have some dead life in me.
Normal. Totally fine, I'm sure.
Maybe we can extract it somehow.
Yeah, extract or look it over. I've been able to, like, see things that, like, normally I don't see these days.
Oh, cool.
That wasn't put very eloquently. But I can see things.
No, I can relate to that. I can see things, too, when I open my third eye.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you get it.
More specifically, I can see things.
Like weird spirity things. I'm thinking maybe it's because of Inako. I don't know. They kind of seem to open up my senses a little bit more. Speaking of, where is Inako?
Do you want to summon him to yourself?
Yes. I think she's thinking it, and then he, like, just pops up.
Would you, for fun, roll use magic?
It was so fun. Ah! Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Okay, well, that's an 11.
Okay. Then yeah, he just walks into the room. Just this little red fox just kind of pads over.
Oh, hello.
And like cat leaps up to the table.
I don't know if I ever told you, but he is so cute.
I know, he's adorable. Scratches his chin.
I mean, I've got nothing against the Dominoes, but you have a fox.
I know. I almost had a raccoon for like 5 seconds there, but this guy just was, I don't know, spoke to me.
Cool.
I mean, it would have been kind of cool to have a trash panda, but I was a little worried about the rabies, to be honest.
Yeah, and the smell.
On that note, you are bathing him, right?
Ramses, is that?
Ramsey, yeah.
Yeah. I bathed him just the other day. I'm a good pet owner. Sorry, familiar owner. He's not a pet.
Today I smell like pumpkin spice.
Yeah. We're going with like a fall winter theme.
So cute.
I think she scratches Inako's chins like, you want to help me check out what's going on with this one? And she kind of nudges her head towards Theo. Which nobody else can hear what Inako is saying, right? It's just me. So it just looks like I'm
directly
talking.
into your mind.
Yeah.
You're talking to a fox.
Mm-hmm.
It does nonetheless turn to look at Theo. I think he'll just look back at you and kind of squint his eyes in that little fox smile.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to like stomp over to you, Theo, and like whatever thing you are looking at, like whatever book is kind of in front of you, step on it and then just go sit down on it.
Oh, okay.
And look at you very intently. Anna, roll read a bad situation.
Okay, so I rolled a 9, but I'm going to use my +1 for hold that I had taken from the whatever to make that a 10.
Oh, okay.
Do I need to roll separately if I want to do Spirit Touch then?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you are rolling basically for Inako to look at and grant you visions of sugar plums.
That's a 10 for the read a bad situation, but then for Spirit Touch, the separate roll, that is a 12.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
So what are your questions for read about situation and Spirit Touched?
So Spirit Touched, I don't get any questions. It just says that your experiences have made you sensitive to the supernatural. When you sense magical things, roll plus weird. On a 10+, you can sense them fully. So it's pretty loose interpretation of what that means, but I sort of get a sense of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the read a bad situation, so that's 3 questions. I'm kind of using, I think, Inako's sight to see or whatever. First of all, do I see like this like magica? Like, is it concentrated to Theo? Do I see it anywhere else?
You can see a version of it. Theo, would you have described to Anna what it looks like?
Yeah, if it would be helpful. Theo would describe it like twinkling lights or fireflies.
What am I looking for exactly? What does magica look like to you?
Well, for me, it looks like twinkling fairy lights or fireflies just kind of drifting around.
Pretty.
Yeah.
and then she's like a nightmare vision when she looks at it. Pretty.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, no. You can see, I think you see some stuff like sort of floating and collecting around Theo, but to you it looks more like flies.
Oh.
Like they're dim and you certainly can't see them glowing.
Yeah.
They do seem to kind of just be flickering in and out of vision.
Okay, I see flies, kind of. Not really fireflies.
Would it help if I did magic?
Maybe. Let's see what happens. Could you just hold a little ball of force or something and conjure that?
Yeah. Theo's gonna try and conjure up a little, I think, ball of wind. Like, I think a couple marble-sized balls of wind in her palm.
Does the image of the flies really change? Do they glow? Do they?
I am going to need Theo to roll use magic.
11.
Then yeah, you do that. You conjure up what you see, Theo, is a bunch of this magic. It kind of flows into your palm and flashes a little brilliantly and then fades away. And in its place is this magic given form. And yeah, Anna, you see basically the same thing, except nothing is... The only thing that's like you can see in your spirit vision that's glowing is a sort of lump somewhere in inside Theo's torso.
Does it look the same? Like, does it look like it's just more of the same stuff, or is that the dead life?
That you can see. That is the dead life.
Oh, I think I found the dead life. She like crouches down and is like looking at your torso.
I have a boyfriend.
Do you say anything, Theo?
Any idea how we get it out?
If anything, I kind of want Ramsey to be like, she has a boyfriend.
Whoever says that remark, I think Anna would just kind of look at them and be like, yeah, I know. So you had asked, is there a way to get it out?
Yeah, Ramsey, Yano?
You're not going to like it, but I have a suggestion.
Okay.
Ramsey crosses her arms expectantly.
I feel like you're going to just say no. We could use ether touch.
Well, why would I say no to that?
Considering your stance on the dead.
It also sort of involves her putting a hand inside of you and pulling it out.
Yeah. I mean, I did sort of already use ether touch on you, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it.
What?
Yeah, when you were possessed.
When?
When we were there in the Sea Kingdom, you went nuclear, and you almost, I think, wiped Donovan's memories, and we needed to stop you before you did that. So I stuck my hands into your head and pulled out Oscar.
I think Theo gets up out of her chair and, like, starts pacing a little bit, because I don't know if she really remembers it all. Wait, I think Theo, like, looks to Anna. I tried to wipe Donovan's memories?
Yeah, I could tell that's what you were going to do. I don't know what your goal was, if it was all memories or just specific ones, but you had him by the head and you were about to do it, but I
didn't, right?
No, we stopped you in time.
Okay.
But it could have been really bad.
I mean, this dead life, it's not doing anything. I mean, if anything, it's doing harm, so...
Yeah, if you're okay with it, we could do ether touch and that would get it out of there. Right? She looks at Ramsey.
I mean, is there anything else?
Are there other methods for extracting dead life, Johnny?
I mean, you could let the spirit slip away. That would disconnect it.
Do it.
Oh, okay. All right. Ramsey, do you have something that we could maybe put it in? Is there a way, like some sort of testing box that we could put it in to contain it, test it?
Yeah. She will go get a small pine box.
All right. Yana, please come over here.
He'll come over.
All right, Theo. And I think she just like grabs Theo's hand and puts it in Yana's hand. Hold on. We've got this handled, right, Ramsey?
Probably.
That's not the most reassuring.
We've got you.
Okay.
All right, and she's gonna try to use ether touch to grab this out of Theo's stomach.
Okay. Roll that, please.
It's a 9.
Okay.
Actually, 10. I get an extra +1 with using my spell book.
Okay. Theo.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm right about this, but I just want to narrate this. that I think that you are gripping Yano's hand.
I think that Theo's eyes are like up to the ceiling, like head tilted back and open.
Like you're about to get a blood draw or something and you don't want to watch the needle go in.
Yeah.
I also am imagining Anna do that thing where she's like bites her tongue with her lips, like, okay. Like you're about to do something really intricate and also you're a cartoon. And Theo, you feel sort of like the sensation of what happens when your stomach rumbles, like things are moving around, something cold passing into you, and then tightness at your core, and then like something coming loose. And then Anna pulls her arms from out of your torso. Now that it's like out and kind of free and loose, it feels the consistency of sticky jello, but still very contiguous. Like it's not dripping apart, but it is also like smoking. And Ramsey will hold out the box to you.
Okay, but get a live one here. Puts it in the box.
Puts the lid on it.
So I had rolled my spirit touch.
Mm-hmm.
Could we do that now? What do I get from like this dead life that I just took from Theo and the magicka that I was looking at? What am I seeing? What do I sense about this?
The thing I want to give you is what I almost gave you before. There is something about who you are, or more specifically who you are not, that is preventing you from seeing magicka entirely. There's the visual differences, obviously. One is glowing and gross, and the other is not glowing, but still gross. But what they have in common, you can tell...
Is it almost like related, like it's a solid to a liquid type thing? Like it's the same matter, but in different forms?
Sort of. So you can tell that it's not like... It sort of is a spirity kind of energy, but spirit energy is always very individual. Like... You see a ghost and that's that ghost and it feels like that ghost and that's what it is. This is much more like, hive mind isn't exactly the right term, but it's the same kind of thing where it's like any hunk of this is exactly like any other hunk. It strikes you as off in that way that you see something that should have an individual signature and then just doesn't. And it's the same thing with the magicka where it is like, it's some kind of spiritual energy that doesn't have a spirit to it.
Okay. So, from what I can tell, magicka and this dead life, they're sort of related. They've got the same sort of spiritual energy, but it's like it doesn't have a tracking ID, if that makes any sense. I don't think I can see it fully because I'm not you. Is it this special to your family, do you think? What do you know about magicka? How did you learn about it?
I learned it from my family. My brother showed me.
So maybe it's only something that you guys can use?
Can you remind me, Johnny, what did Bennett say? Is it only something that, like, Nessos or Maggio?
Maggio, yeah. It's your people.
I mean, for MZ, you can't see anything special that I'm not seeing, can you?
I see all kinds of things that you don't see.
First of all, fuck off. Second of all, answer the question.
I see some kind of energy buzzing around her.
But it's not glowing up or anything like fireflies, right?
No.
I think it's something with your people.
I also can't touch it.
You can't touch it?
Or interact with it in any way.
Theo's gonna open up her third eye.
Roll a bad situation, please.
10. One thing I want to ask and use one of my holds for is, what does the magicka around Theo look like right now? Like, to her?
It looks like...
Like it's always looked?
Yeah, it looks like little fireflies.
And this looks different to you?
It just looks like flies or like bees in a hive that maybe got smoked out.
Or maybe like ash in the wind.
Can I ask a random question? Because that lyric has been in Theo in my head.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What does the second eye sees?
More than the third one does, but not before the first one or something like that.
I'm curious to know what before the first one means.
I bet you are.
Can I use one of my holds to ask that?
No.
Okay. What questions do you have, Lauren?
So these things are related, magicka and dead life. If this is something that really only like your people have been able to like use magicka, and interact with, how is it that other people are able to use dead life? Because people have been like essentially weaponizing it for their own. I mean, Rex has been using it to make these like control rod anchor type things for these people, putting masks on these people that he's had under their commands. They've had the elementals. Nathaniel was using it. Tower was using it. Like all these people have been using it. How did they do that? How do we stop them from being able to harness that sort of power?
Would you be able to answer, Jonny? Like, how are people able to use dead life but not magicka?
The way I want to kind of explain that is to sort of suggest that magicka is a kind of aged dead life, if you will. That sort of lump of dead life that you have, that like loose bit when it was exposed to the open air. What I want the implication to be is that it would have decayed, like left to its own devices. If it's not used or something is done with it, it has a half-life. But magicka remains.
So if dead life is left to decay, it'll just disappear?
Yes.
So magicka does not decay, but dead life does.
Yes.
Before it decays, you could harness it and use it.
Do we know that dead life becomes magicka? Like, I'm wondering if I can ask, how do I make dead life magicka?
I think, again, because it is difficult. It's like making alcohol. It is much easier to interact with and use the unrefined form.
Dead life?
Yeah. To like pull and like, I think to spend the magicka like a resource is sort of lesson one. To do all the other stuff that you are talking about doing with it is much more advanced. To make it would be a family secret.
Yeah, I guess I'm just wondering how like all these other folk have been able to really use it. Like they just getting the spirit energy of people who've died, essentially. Is that like how they're able to harness it? Like,
I don't remember if this is something that Theo knows or something that Miah knows, that dead life is a spirit that doesn't get passed on.
Yeah, it's like spirit energy that doesn't pass on. So like, yeah, I guess why isn't it passed on?
You've seen a variety of answers to that question.
I guess the only thing that personally that I want to know is like, is there anything else going on or is wrong with Theo?
I mean, nothing that hasn't been well explored. You got that hand, you got that eye, you got those tattoos.
I don't know what to ask with my last question. Unless I'd be able to sacrifice it and ask Jonny to just give me something. Would you give me something to sacrifice my last question, Jonny?
Okay, geez, fine. I will tell you that well, this might be obvious anyway, but I'm just going to tell you and confirm it, that the second half of the Theo verse refers to her glassy eye. You have two different kinds of eyes, and then you have your third eye move. That's what it's talking about.
Okay, well, I hope that was helpful. Maybe answered some questions. I think you have some questions maybe for your family. Namely, what the fuck is magicka? And where's the report files?
Yeah.
You know, I know you don't want like us to really meet your family or even have them aware of our general presence, but like I would come with you if you wanted.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
So you're just not supposed to have any friends?
And I'm just trying to keep you guys safe.
I get that, but maybe we want to keep you safe too. You gotta let us help you out.
My family is really powerful.
Have you met my family?
Your family is your sister.
Yeah, and she's a fucking like god or something.
I don't know. I have to think about it.
Besides, I'm great with people.
You're not.
Excuse me? I have a way of getting people to like me. Right, Lowry?
You hear the aggressive turn of a page. I would like to check in on Kira and Mark if we could.
I think as we're heading to get those materials, Mark brings out that stone again and goes, this thing is getting pretty hot.
That has that fire thing in it, right? The Oscar's like spirit or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a bigger obsidian stone at home that we could potentially contain this in.
Well, wasn't that like a doorway? That stone?
Oh, yeah, it's been a while since I've been home. I forgot about that. Yeah, let's not do that.
Maybe let's not tempt fate. I think maybe we should figure out a way to get rid of this permanently. Would there be a way to like...
Did we ever investigate this thing?
Not really. Could we investigate it? Like, do we know how to like get rid of it?
Could I telepathically try to connect to this thing? Or is there not a receiving end?
I'm going to have you roll that like tune in.
7.
Okay. Functionally, you can ask one question.
Does it have to be those questions, or can it be like, is he rolling tune in, or is it just like a...
It was tune in. Hold on, let me double check.
I'm having you roll it as tune in, but I will let you ask any question. From your perspective, Kira, Mark is going to be sitting and drooling for a little while.
Okay. Mark. Hello, anybody home?
What do you want to know, Mark?
What is the goal of this thing? Like, what is it trying to do? What is its end game?
So by way of answering that question, you reach out to this thing, you sort of pressed your mind into it, and then you feel it get like caught in like an undertow, and you are like pulled away from yourself, and you are completely disoriented. And then finally, when you kind of come to after a moment, you are staring at a wildfire, and you are looking at the soot black backlit form of this entity. It appears human. It looks like that guy, and it's just the sole dark spot in your vision, and everything else is fire.
He's kind of the negative space in that fire or whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the answer to that question, it can only do what it knows how to do, which is burn, consume with flame. The vibe that I want you to get from it is that it is sorry, but it can't help itself. And you are like staring at this fire, getting this vibe, seeing it somehow spread, even though it appears to already be enveloping everything you can even see, and you are just like paralyzed staring at it.
Paralyzed in a good way or bad way?
What's a good way to be paralyzed?
Getting fire eye vibes.
Like sleep paralysis. So bad.
Okay.
But it only lasts, it feels like it lasts much longer than it actually does. And then you sort of like blink, and then with each blink, it's sort of back and forth between Kira's dashboard and the fire. And
okay.
Then the fire for a second, and then Kira's dashboard, and then you're back.
Hello, Mark.
Huh?
Where'd you go?
Oh, I just tried to Did I say I was going to reach out to this thing? I just tried to reach out to this thing.
You just went in. You just did it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's okay. I kind of figured.
I don't know what this thing is, but it wants to engulf everything in fire. It's kind of this, I don't know, I saw this humanoid negative space person, and above all of it, it seems sorry about something. Like it can't help it. I don't know what to do with this, but it didn't speak to me or anything, so I...
Could Kira maybe roll, like, investigate a mystery on this thing?
Okay.
It's only an 8. I think the thing that she's wondering is, like, I think she wants to just get rid of it. What would be the best way to do that?
Is it something that can be destroyed?
I don't know. I mean, it wants to consume. Is there a way we can get it to consume itself?
Give it a place to consume?
I think that was the whole idea of why it was even sent there in the first place. It destroyed the whole entire Sea Kingdom.
It did.
I think with what you know now, your best bet remains to find out what happened to Jazz's heat sink.
Because the heat sink was intended to, like, that was how you would, like, stop this entity. It's the same kind of thing as what Kira's got going on.
That was the governing body's plan, yes.
Okay. And they know that the heat sink is here? Because it was on Jazz at one point?
Came here with Jazz, yep.
Okay. I think then Kira will say to Mark, the situation that's going on with Oscar kind of sounds like what Jazz was coming here to stop. Maybe that heat sink could stop it, turn it off. I don't know. But in order to do that, we're going to have to find where the fuck it is. Considering that he was in the drum's custody, that might give us a place to look.
Do you want me to see if I can somehow reach out to somebody at the drum and...
Well, they're not really around anymore. We killed them all. Or, well, most of them.
I guess what I'm saying is anybody that is left over that would know the whereabouts of this thing.
All right, well, I think it's out of yours. I can't...
Are you okay?
I don't like going there. We could ask Casey, I guess, but she's been kind of busy, so I don't know if she's gonna have time.
I mean, this is the logical next step. We need to go there. It sounds like.
We can try. Is there like a number? Like, I still have the ears hotline number.
I mean, technically, I think what you don't have is like...
It's like a call sign or something.
You don't have an agent number?
Yeah, like proper access to it. Like I think if you called it, you might get Domino's Pizza or something because you quit.
Well, I could try to contact Casey. Otherwise, I don't know how much luck we're gonna have just showing up at ears. Doors. Fuck. This is Kira saying this, by the way, not Lauren. Kira will try to call Casey.
Okay. Director's office, how can I direct your call?
Hi, is this Tara speaking?
Yes.
This is Kira Ashwood. I was hoping to get in contact with Director Davis.
That's, not going to be possible for the foreseeable. Is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, there's, something that I was hoping I could, check out, at ears that I think you guys might have in your archives.
Sorry, check out where?
Tara, you've heard about Agent Cross, right? Maybe the director hasn't shared that with you.
What's this about?
There's an item that we believe Agent Cross had in his possession that my people could really use to help with an ongoing threat. Believe you guys called it Agent M.
I think she'll say maybe a bit too loudly. It's sort of a members-only situation around here.
Right. Maybe you should ask Director Davis.
Listen, I know who you are, okay?
So do me a solid, Tara.
Roll manipulate someone.
I rolled an 11. I think this is actually going to be good for both of us. We have in our possession what became of Oscar Henriksen. We think that the device that you have could neutralize the threat. Help put the end to the drum. For real.
Well, there's still the matter of official channels, and we'll have to actually have that meeting to get you on the approved operators list, Dawnbreak. I'm seeing 3 emails were sent to try to set that up.
What's the email you sent it to?
mail@dawnbreakinvestigations.biz.
Oh, actually, it's help@Dawnbreak that you wanted to send it to? Easy mistake. We'll have our people set something up with your people.
Here's what I can do for now. I can send you a manifest, a list of what we found.
I think we're going to need the device, though.
Well, we'll have to have that meeting then, won't we?
What's in the manifest?
That'll take some time, so you guys should continue on your way. You are in the middle of something right now.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so yeah, we continue on our way back to go to Cast of Light and get the materials for the spell. Are we cutting back to Theo and Anna?
Yes, we are.
I kind of want Theo to say something, Anna, but like,
yeah, you go ahead.
Well, I kind of wanted to ask Yano and Ramsey, do you have any like more coffee or like tea? Kind of low.
Can I intuit your intention here?
Trying to get Ramsey and Yano to go away.
Roll manipulate someone.
Yes, caffeine, please.
9.
Ramsey will kind of go, yeah, there's some in the back, but make no move to go.
Great, you want to go get us some, please?
I don't want to be rude.
She'll look up at Yano, who will shrug and head into the back. Be like, I do not know your organization system, but I suppose I will find the tea.
Does Ramsey stay then?
Yep.
Does Anna get the hint that that Theo is trying to speak to her by herself?
Likely.
Ramsey, beat it.
Anna.
Girl talk.
Roll help out.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Okay. So, which makes
Yeah,
Theo's thing a
that's a
10,
10.
but
Jesus.
not without rolling her eyes.
See, I've got a way with people. It might not be a nice way, but it's a way.
If you talked that way to one of my siblings, they would probably kill you.
Yeah, I get that. I can be on my best behavior.
They wouldn't be the first.
But you're not helping my worry.
I can rein it in if I need to. But to be honest, your family needs a fucking wake-up call. I mean, this is the fucking 21st century. They think that they can just have your family be segregated from the rest of the world. I'm sorry, but the world fucking moves on. And if they're going to stay stuck in the past, then that's where they're going to stay.
That's not what they're doing. They care.
About you?
Yes.
What do they care about? Because it sounds like they care about their legacy.
I'm part of that.
There's a difference between a family name and a person, Theo.
My name is the legacy.
Have they made you do things that you don't want to do? Are there aspects of what they do that worry you, concern you?
Theo doesn't say anything, but it's a yes.
I think Anna maybe puts like her hands on your shoulders and is like, unsolicited middle sister advice of the day. Never compromise yourself for somebody's approval. Because I think you're pretty great. She like kind of pats you on the face.
Can I ask you, do you trust me?
Yeah, why?
Just something that Donovan said.
Oh, I was meaning to ask you about that. What did he say?
He told me that he never trusted me. And that I'm batting above my weight class. And that if I ever step out of line, he said he's going to be watching me.
Well, first of all, Donovan's a fuckhead. Second of all, Donovan doesn't understand the concept of trust. The only person that he trusts in the world is Kira. And I don't even know if it's really trust. It's the closest thing he's had to a real relationship ever.
But is that trusting Kira wrong? I mean, I trust Kira.
Yeah, no, Kira's great. Fucking love her. You know, shared the same head for 28 years. But I'm just saying, he doesn't exactly have a great long list of people that he's built trusting relationships with. He has a hard time, Theo, trusting others. He grew up in a cult. His whole life was built on instilling fear in other people, getting them to do what he wanted, following his orders, and getting in line. Sound familiar?
So, should I ignore what he said?
You know, maybe don't take it personally, but I think he had a point to make about you being a little reckless, if you want my honest thoughts. I mean, Theo, and I think she kind of like looks down at your hand. I know you want to help people. I know that's why you did this in the first place. Believe me, I get it. But if you keep taking off pieces of yourself so that you can help those around you, eventually there's going to be nothing left.
I'm just trying my best.
I know. That's what we all are trying to do. But we have to talk it out. We have to do these things together so that we can really be a team. That's how we do any of this stuff. I told you I trust you, that I don't trust the gray hand.
All right.
Nothing's changed. I still trust you. If he tries to fuck you over, well, that'll be the last thing he does.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong. How are you doing? Otherwise. How's Mark?
Mark is good. We're supposed to go on that date with his mom. I'm kind of...
Oh. She's like not sure if she should be like, is that a good thing?
Oh boy.
Yay!
I mean, I'm kind of petrified because I've never really like...
That's great. All you have to do with guys, with their moms, is just say how much you love their son and just talk really complimentary about, you know, Mark. Oh, he's so nice and well-mannered. And...
Oh, he is.
Exactly. So it'll be easy. And compliment her. Goes a long way.
I mean, outside of that, Yano's back.
Yeah. He cares about you. I had a talking to with him.
What? When?
When we were in the car the other day, I questioned him on his motives.
What did he say?
That he was here to, more or less, I think, look out for you. Or at least that he planned to stick around to look out for you.
Yeah, that's what he told me too. I kind of hope he stays.
Me too. I find him very interesting.
Yeah. I have lots of questions. So, what do you want to research next?
Well, I was thinking maybe this, and I don't think I've rolled for it, but could I have had that glamour up that I've had Anna do before to hide the fact that her eyes have changed colors?
Sure.
So I think she drops it.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so that happened.
When?
A few weeks ago, back when we were dealing with the whole Aaron situation.
What caused that to happen?
Just, using ether touch, and I went unconscious.
Wait, what? I just asked you to do it.
Yeah, weird. But it went fine this time. Last time, I didn't have as great of luck. I woke up and my eyes started changing colors, so it was a little weird. Ramsey says that I'm opening, which I don't really know what that means.
Like opening in a good way or opening in a bad way?
Unclear. I think it's connected to whatever the whole thing here is. I was thinking we could try to figure out maybe who has this hold on me. Who's the one that's expedited this body-making process?
Well, here, do you mind if I take a look?
Sure.
Theo's going to open her third eye.
Okay.
8.
2 questions.
Is there a way for Theo to slow down whatever is happening to Anna? Like almost like ground her here?
I think you could do a sort of similar magic to Mark's sweater that his mom made him. But I do want to point out, I think, because I'm nice, what's happening to her isn't what you think is happening to her.
Can I use my last question to ask what is happening to Anna?
What is happening is that Anna's spirit and this body are merging closer together.
Ooh, do I see any invisible things?
Looking at Anna?
Yeah.
I mean, you are aware that Lowry's in there somewhere.
Anything good or bad?
I don't know what to make of it. Maybe you have a better idea, or maybe, honestly, Ramsey probably does. I mean, they're the ones that cast the spell, but I can see that the spirit and body are getting closer together. It seems good, but I wouldn't want to lose you.
Yeah, that would be really tragic for all of us.
Yeah, it would.
Well, let's find Ramsey and ask what we can figure out about this question that we have about the body thing.
Also, Theo's gonna grab your hand.
Yes.
If anybody was to come with me to face my family, I'd want it to be you.
Oh, I think she actually says it out loud. Kind of smiles and is like, oh yeah, really? Anyone?
Because I'm so cool.
Okay, don't make me regret it.
Oh, that's just a cool thing that you said. That's cool.
But you'll come with me?
Oh, fuck yeah. Any tips?
I'm meeting my family?
Yeah, like, should I dress nice?
Yes.
She looks down at her flannel shirt and ripped ass jeans.
Don't make them mad.
Mm-hmm.
Just be careful. I mean, deal with it like you're dealing with the mafia.
Right, like one does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, no, totally.
I mean, you've met Deacon, but I mean, not everybody is like Deacon. I can't say he's the worst, because they're all...
I mean, he is kind of the worst.
I mean, they're all differently bad, but for reasons. Okay, let's see what Ramsey has to make of your merging body and spirit. Maybe Yano knows something.
Yeah, who knows? Let's go find out. Hey guys! / gals! We're done having girl talk.
Oh my god.
You can come back now.
Roll manipulate someone.
Can I help out?
Yes.
9.
I rolled an 11, so if that makes it a 12 advanced. I'm good with people.
What do you have to your charm?
I have, my charm is 0, but I roll manipulate someone with tough. I'm a very physical presence.
Okay.
It's that fervor.
So yeah, they're going to walk out back in from the back, sort of mid-conversation. And you are getting just very distinct fast friends, respectful coworkers vibe. I literally think that Yano was sort of asking follow-up questions about some cool thing that Ramsey had just showed him, but I cannot come up with what that cool thing would have been. It is in the pages. No, my friend. It's in the ink. Ah.
So, are you guys ready to investigate some stuff / do some magic?
I kind of found out something about Anna. I'm wondering if Ramsey, you could maybe have some insight into, since you did it.
Maybe.
So it seems like Anna's spirit and body are merging and getting closer together. I'm not quite sure if I should interpret that as a bad thing or a good thing. I kind of think maybe it's a good thing. I hope that it's a good thing. We'd like to keep her around, as I hope you do too. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Also, I can make something to ground her, kind of like Mark's sweater.
Yeah, Ramsey, what do you make of it? I think she's remembering back to when she asked Ramsey in the van, will it be okay? And There was maybe some hesitation there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how ether touch works, right? The general principle.
Catch me up.
It's kind of like you're almost like astral, like reaching into like an astral realm, your spirit realm, making the unphysical physical.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And you are getting better.
Hey, I just did a great job today.
Mm-hmm.
I think anyone would agree.
I mean, despite the fact that the last time that you used that, your eyes changed color.
Well, apparently it might not be bad.
But it also went, Ramsey.
Look, it's dangerous magic.
The nature of what you are and the fact that you weren't technically born into this body makes it tricky.
So she was unphysical and you made her physical.
Exactly. And my going theory is that when we met, you were a spirit that was unstuck from a body.
So why don't you just do what, like, Mark was going to do for Lowry? Why don't you just do that to you, right?
What do you mean?
Like, Anna had asked Mark to help figure out, like, how to get Lowry, like, a body or whatever. So he was assuming that you guys, like,
Resolve
found
that?
a solution. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. So this is uninformed Theo Nessos.
This is uninformed Theo Nessos.
Don't even. She like palms, like Anna just like palms her face.
What?
We're still working through that. Lowry thinks maybe he wants to be something with wings. We're not sure.
Okay, so he'd be something with wings.
Well, like a fucking bird.
I mean, there are people who don't want to be who they're born to. So why prevent him from being something that he doesn't want to, or that he wants to be?
Anna goes extremely quiet. Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, you were saying.
No, I wanna see where this is going.
Anna blushes. No, you don't. It's task at hand.
Okay.
I mean, did Mark find a way? Did you guys find a way to bring Lowry at least out, or you've got a plan? I mean, can we just do the same thing to you?
It was already done. We made a body for me. Unless we make another one, but that sounds not great. And the hold that this person, whoever has on me, I think it's to my spirit, not my body. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Ramsey, but that was my impression.
Is there a safe way to make her physical become unphysical and like redo it? Like, would that cause maybe the hold not to be on her anymore?
So as I was saying, you were a spirit that was unstuck from a body. Then you were a spirit that was inhabiting a body. And now I think you're getting stuck. So 2 weeks ago, pulling out what's you and putting you somewhere else, that's something I could have probably done. Now it's like less pulling off a Post-it, more yanking out a nail.
What's so bad about becoming stuck?
Makes it harder to just separate.
I mean, why would you want to separate?
I mean, that was what you were just suggesting, that we put me in a different body.
I know, I'm just trying to like follow though, because like if you're becoming more stuck, if your spirit is merging more with like your body, like is that such a bad thing?
Not necessarily, but I also think it means that the hold on me could be also getting stronger for whoever allowed me to come here.
Or at least more dangerous.
Do you know who that was?
That's what we were going to try to find out with the spell.
So let's do that.
What do you need us to do, Ramsey?
What you are going to do, Ramsey's going to take maybe 20, 25 minutes to sort of set this up. I think it's beginning to, it would be snowing outside. Ramsey will arrange, I don't want to say triangle because they're not. Did you ever see Minority Report?
With Tom Cruise, yeah.
You know the way those people all float in the water with their all sort of equidistant, but with their heads meeting in the center?
Yeah.
Ramsey arranges some like mats like that. So you two and Ramsey are all going to lie on these mats, and Ramsey is going to sort of put you all to a kind of sleep, and using herself as a vector, try to go into the backstage of you, Anna. And Yana will be there to sort of remain awake and keep an eye on all of you.
While like Ramsey was sort of getting stuff like prepped, I kind of imagine like Anna just like flipping through her spellbook.
Okay.
I'm wondering if she could just like thumb for later. Is there like a spell that would do like a temporary body type thing she could find? Temporary form.
Tell me the intention.
For Lowy to try out different forms.
I see. Roll investigate a mystery.
Whoa! 13! Double sixes.
Nice.
Well, it's a spell and it's literally a recipe
Okay.
for something called gray clay that is...
Is it like making a little golem?
It's how you make golems.
Yeah. So it's just gray clay that you just have to get the components together and then like do like an incantation or something?
Yep.
Okay. And she'll just kind of make a note of that for later. She's maybe like it was about to dog ear it and then she's like, Ramsey would yell at me. And then just like puts a piece of paper in there.
Just puts like a wrapper of like
The Snickers wrapper
with
from
the candy wrappers in it. Hell yeah.
Ramsey can't get mad at me for putting something with chocolate in it inside of my book. So this is what will happen. Very quickly feel the pull, the slide, and the fall into dream sleep. You aren't getting drowsy. It's just like you're stepping through the like liquid curtain of consciousness. Ramsey is not there with you. It is just the two of you.
Theo is holding Anna's hand.
You're walking in basically a flat black hallway, but all the floor is pure white, like paper white. It twists and turns and it forks at a couple of places. I think it's like Ramsey has left little A-frame signs with sketchy chalk that have the Clockwork Child logo and little arrow telling you which way to go. And then finally, the black walls of this hallway give way to a huge, perfectly white room that you can't tell where the walls would be. Far enough away that you can kind of just make him out is a figure sitting down on the floor with his legs stretched out in front of him in like a V. Kind of slumped and casual. From here, it almost looks like a tie-dye sweatshirt. Like purple and gold and orange.
It's just like a guy, you said?
Yeah, it's just like a guy. He's far enough away that you can't really make out his features.
Okay. We will go approach this person.
Okay.
Hello?
Excuse me?
The closer you get to him, the more the floor and wall and ceiling and everything around him and you seems fuzzy, like white noise, static.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk up to him, and then it's like, when he talks, it's like his voice is coming from really far away or through a bad phone connection.
Oh, it's you.
Who are you?
We'll read a bad situation.
Can I help out?
Yes.
Help me.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
I also rolled a 6. That's interesting.
Hey, buddies.
I
Oh boy.
leveled up. We're smart.
Okay, yeah, you look at him, you still, again, it's poor draw distance, it's video game stuff. It's like when you are far away from something and it doesn't render all the way because it doesn't have to, and then as you get closer, the textures will start to come in. They haven't come in. He just looks like a fuzzy man shape. His hair is a little fair.
What do you want to do?
I guess we talk to him. Figure out who he is.
That's a good idea.
Hello, sir. Who might you be? We just thought we'd come check things out. Take a look around the place, make sure things are in order. I like your shirt.
It's not a shirt.
What is it?
He looks down.
It's me.
What do you mean, me?
What do you mean, shirt?
Looks tie-dye. Does the shirt have any, particular pattern, per se a nebula?
Not that you can tell yet. Why don't you read a bad situation again?
Okay, 8.
No, it looks more like lightning.
Could be the sky?
I have a couple of thoughts. My other thought is the creator in the hallway.
I mean, does this guy look like... What's his face? Is it BB?
Do you want to ask something, or do you want to investigate? Do you want to read a bad situation again, Theo?
I'm gonna investigate a mystery. Could Theo let go of Anna's hand and walk around to the front of him? I rolled a 8.
What do you want to know?
What's the most distinguishing physical feature about him?
Can Anna also use spirit touched?
Okay. He has this sweatshirt that has this odd pattern of purple and yellow lightning. So probably that. I think his face is largely forgettable. What did you roll, Anna?
I rolled a 7, which means I can choose either to sense them fully, but they notice you too, or you sense only impressions. I want to sense it fully.
Okay. It's infinite hallway vibes.
Yeah.
But that's not all. It gave you something, but at the behest of someone else, so that other person could be said to hold the debt. Theo, as you walked around to the front of him, he's gonna look at you and sort of lean forward, casually, almost like a little kid.
I don't think I'm supposed to be talking to you.
Why not?
Because you turned him down.
And then he'll push a hand towards you, and you will be shoved backwards out of this room and awake with a start.
Can I act under pressure to stay? Could I use magic to try and stay?
Sure.
That's gonna be a 14 advance move.
So he goes to push you back, remembering that you are technically not really in an astral place, but are in fact in a mind place. You remember your training and you stand your ground. You feel his force buffet against you. And because that is an advanced move, you know what he's talking about when he says you turned him down. He's talking about Chicago.
Why didn't you stay? That's what you wanted.
It's what I thought I wanted. How do you know about that?
I gave it to you.
Theo's gonna look past him just at Anna.
And then he'll turn and look at Anna.
Just like I gave you to her.
Kira?
He nods imperceptibly.
She was gonna do it herself. You didn't have to do anything. Why would you give us those things?
Is this like the thing about the shirt? Because that's what I am. He gave you me. Well, he gave me you so that I could give you what you wanted. Then I owed him, and now you owe him.
Just to be clear here, we're talking about the Gray Hand, right? The Star King?
Is this another thing like the shirt? You ask a lot of obvious things.
Who does she owe?
You know him best.
He's all about debts, isn't he?
Maybe I can talk to him.
And say what?
Thank you.
I think Anna shoots this BB lookalike. Does it actually look like BB?
It doesn't really look like anybody.
It's just kind of like a featureless kind of guy. It's just like Joe Schmo.
If he looks like anybody, he looks like Craig Throat.
Like Craig, okay.
Yeah, he's the voice.
I just wanted to make it clear because there's 2 different voices in the hallway that we've dealt with.
I mean, I can ask him how to get rid of the debt. I mean, that's what we want. That's what we're trying to do, right?
I worry what he's going to want in exchange. You can ask, but there's going to be a price to pay. It's a debt, Theo.
Then let me pay it?
What did I say about giving parts of yourself away? Eventually there will be nothing left.
But you're worth it.
So are you, fucker!
Good with people.
I can at least ask, right?
Sure, we can ask. Figure out what the fuck he wants.
Johnny, would you let me use Wise Soul?
Is that a searcher move?
It's a hex move.
Yeah, okay.
I'm curious if I try to banish this person in front of us, what could happen?
If you lose control of trying to do that, you would functionally exorcise Anna from this body.
So I wouldn't be tethered to anybody. That'd be bad.
Yeah. If you want me to reach out, I'll have to leave here.
Yeah. We got what we came for.
Piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. So when do I get to meet your family?
How about after this?
Okay.
Theo will herself awake.
Yeah. Anna will try to maybe do the same, but before she leaves, after maybe Theo dips out, Anna will just look at this figure in the center of her head or whatever and be like, I don't know if you're BB or if you're Craig Throat, but either way, fuck you. And try to leave.
In my imagination, after you guys leave, it's just him, and he like does the same back, holds up his middle finger, and then like looks at it and spins it around a couple of times, and just shrugs and goes back to sitting there. In the night sky, it is snowing, so there are plenty of clouds, but the glint of stars that you can see in the break, if you were looking up at the sky, you would be able to see the telltale sort of shimmer of the Star King's helmet. If you were me and you could see everything, you would see him straighten up, look away from the Clockwork Child, and turn his attention back to the Nessos home. Executive producer Jonny Grubb. This has been The Monsters Playbook, featuring
John Wander as Mark Clayton.
Lauren Johnson as Anna and Kira Ashwood.
Miah Detjen Wander as Theo Nessos.
and Jonny Grubb as literally everybody else. Our theme song is by me, Jonny Grubb. The Monsters Playbook is produced and engineered by Miah Detjen Wander and edited by Miah Detjen Wander and Lauren Johnson. If you liked this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. You can find the Monsters Playbook on the social network of your choice. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and now on Blue Sky. You can also hang out with us on Discord, and if you like what we're doing, please consider supporting us on Patreon. We'll see you next episode where, as always, I'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening. Anna, roll read a bad situation.
Oh, that one's cocked. That's better. Okay.
I'm sorry. Did you say your dice was cucked?
Cocked. It's
Oh, I got cucked.